Welcome to our Hong Kong Brief Show. I'm your host Jenny. Today, we've got some exciting stories to share. First up, the Chinese esports giant NIP is making big waves by planning to establish its global headquarters in Abu Dhabi, aiming to connect with European and Chinese markets. With regional support and a strategic location, NIP is leveraging government backing to expand its influence in the esports world, despite some financial hurdles. Next, several Chinese and Hong Kong companies are eyeing Singapore Stock Exchange for listings within the next year or so, seeking to expand in Southeast Asia amid ongoing US-China trade tensions. This move highlights Singapore's growing role as a regional gateway, with companies from energy to biotech jumping on the opportunity to diversify their markets and tap into new audiences. Finally, industry veterans in Hong Kong are urging caution as the city pushes ahead with autonomous vehicle trials. While the infrastructure is in place, experts warn about high costs, safety concerns, and technological limitations, emphasizing a phased approach to ensure public safety and practical implementation in the crowded city environment. Please continue to watch for more detailed insights. South China Morning Post vividly depicts the ambitious expansion of Chinese esports giant NIP, which is setting its sights on the Middle East as a strategic hub for global growth. Co-founder Hisham Shaheen emphasizes the stark contrasts between Chinese and Western gaming markets, China's dominance of mobile gaming facilitated by super apps like WeChat, and the West's fragmented landscape across PCs, consoles, and social media platforms. Since its merger in 2021 and subsequent Nasdaq listing, NIP has been navigating slow growth but remains optimistic, bolstered by regional support from Chinese authorities and a burgeoning international audience. The company's move to establish a global headquarters in Abu Dhabi underscores its desire to access key markets like China and Europe, leveraging strategic locations such as Hong Kong as a gateway to the mainland, aiming for profitability through enhanced esports performance and sponsorship revenues. Yahoo US offers a compelling narrative of Chinese companies seeking refuge and expansion opportunities amid ongoing trade tensions with the United States by eyeing Singapore Stock Exchange. As U.S. tariffs and trade restrictions cast a shadow over Sino-American commerce, at least 5 mainland Chinese and Hong Kong firms are planning IPOs or dual listings in Singapore within the next year and a half. These companies, spanning energy, healthcare, and biotech sectors, view Singapore as a vital gateway to Southeast Asia, especially given the city-state's recent measures to bolster its IPO market, including tax incentives and regulatory reforms. Despite Hong Kong's dominance in offshore listings, China's push to diversify its international presence reflects a strategic shift, with Singapore emerging as an alternative hub to navigate geopolitical uncertainties and capitalize on regional economic growth, even as it faces competition from established financial centers. South China Morning Post highlights Beijing's stern warning about the rising tide of unilateralism and protectionism, which threaten Hong Kong's development amid complex global shifts. Cui Jianchun, representing China's foreign ministry in Hong Kong, warns that major powers are increasingly prioritizing self-interest through sanctions and tariffs, disrupting international cooperation. Despite these challenges, Hong Kong's leadership remains committed to its role as an international metropolis and a bridge between East and West. Chief Executive John Lee underscores Hong Kong's unique position to foster international collaboration, citing recent diplomatic efforts in Qatar and Kuwait that resulted in numerous agreements spanning investment, scientific research, and government cooperation. Cui's call for patriotism among youth underscores the city's resilience and strategic importance as it navigates a turbulent geopolitical landscape, emphasizing that China remains dedicated to peaceful development and mutual prosperity despite external pressures. The South China Morning Post vividly captures West Ham goalkeeper Mason Terry's passionate return to the Hong Kong Soccer Sevens, a tournament that has become a pivotal milestone in his young career. Last year, Terry experienced the intense heat, time zone shifts, and packed schedule firsthand, which tested his mental resilience. Now, with the team advancing confidently from their group and eyeing a quarter-final against Football Club, Terry sees this tournament as an invaluable chance to impress his coaches and fans. His journey reflects a blend of perseverance and ambition, balancing lone spells at Hornchurch with training at West Ham, and relishing the electric atmosphere of the Hong Kong crowd singing "I'm Forever Blowing Bubbles," which fuels his determination to break into the first team under new head coach Graham Potter. The South China Morning Post also vividly portrays Natasha Lyonne's vibrant personality and her groundbreaking role in the second season of Poker Face. With her signature wild red hair, raspy voice, and swagger, Lyonne embodies a rebellious spirit that has long set her apart in Hollywood. Her career, marked by unconventional roles in Orange is the New Black, Russian Doll, and now Poker Face, showcases her talent for creating characters that defy stereotypes, wrapping her eccentricities into her performances. Season 2 of Poker Face continues to follow Charlie Cale, Lyonne's sharp-witted detective with the gift of truth-telling, as she navigates America's quirky cultural landscape while confronting her own loneliness and quest for connection. Lyonne's personal journey, from childhood commercials to battling addiction and creating her own projects, adds depth to her portrayal of a character who seeks genuine human bonds amidst a backdrop of murder mysteries. Lastly, the South China Morning Post vividly details Becca Bloom's meteoric rise as a rich talk influencer, revealing her privileged background and glamorous lifestyle. Known publicly as Rebecca Ma, she hails from Atherton, California, the most expensive city in the U.S., and is the daughter of successful tech entrepreneurs. Despite her affluent upbringing, Ma emphasizes her independence and relentless work ethic, pursuing a career in finance while cultivating her influencer brand. Her social media is a showcase of designer jewelry, luxury experiences, and extravagant wedding plans at Lake Como, where she is engaged to a Google engineer. Ma's authentic portrayal of wealth and her dedication to carving out her own success resonate with millions of followers, blending opulence with a message of self-made achievement. The South China Morning Post highlights the cautious optimism surrounding Hong Kong's pursuit of autonomous vehicle technology. The city has made significant strides, with testing reaching high levels of automation and a comprehensive legal framework supporting autonomous vehicle trials. Industry insiders emphasize Hong Kong's strategic advantages, such as its straightforward road infrastructure and clear legislation, which could position it as a key player in the autonomous driving arena alongside mainland China and the US. However, experts like Ringo Lee and Francis Fong urge prudence, pointing out substantial challenges such as high costs, the city's narrow roads, and the risk of congestion. They advocate for phased implementation, focusing initially on roadside assistance and extensive testing before broader deployment, emphasizing that public acceptance and safety are paramount in this technological leap. SCMP opinion delves into the pressing need for transparency and accountability within Hong Kong's private healthcare sector. Following a concealed incident at St. Teresa's Hospital involving a 45-minute air conditioning failure that affected surgical procedures, concerns have mounted over the adequacy of incident reporting and regulatory oversight. Critics argue that the incident, which fortunately did not result in patient harm, should have been promptly disclosed under existing guidelines. Calls for clearer reporting protocols and increased transparency reflect a broader demand for public confidence in private hospitals, especially as the sector's reputation faces scrutiny. Experts stress that openness and rigorous oversight are essential to maintaining trust and ensuring that critical medical systems remain safe and reliable. The Hong Kong government's recent legislative efforts to curb smoking demonstrate a proactive stance on public health amidst global challenges like aging populations and climate change. The proposed anti-smoking bill aims to ban e-cigarettes, tighten penalties for illicit tobacco possession, and expand non-smoking zones, with the ambitious goal of reducing the current 9.1% smoking rate to below 7.8% this year. Despite some controversy over restrictions and enforcement, authorities argue that these measures are vital for safeguarding public health, especially as youth experimentation with smoking products persists. With the legislative process underway, experts warn that delays could undermine progress, emphasizing that swift action is crucial in tackling the entrenched smoking culture and its associated health risks in a rapidly changing world. South China Morning Post vividly captures the story of Wild Yeast, a Michelin-starred restaurant in Taizhou that is revolutionizing traditional Chinese cuisine. Lin Zihan, a young chef from Taizhou, has crafted a unique Thai-French style by blending French techniques with local ingredients, emphasizing freshness and natural flavors rooted in his hometown seafood-centric dishes. Lin's approach challenges the misconception that Taizhou cuisine is merely expensive or overly fancy, instead highlighting its simplicity, authenticity, and the importance of respecting ingredients. His culinary philosophy is rooted in the Qingdan philosophy, light, clear, but never bland, and he draws inspiration from traditional dishes like braised yellow croaker, which he elevates through meticulous, traditional methods that preserve their natural sweetness. Lin's innovative spirit exemplifies a broader movement where chefs are reimagining regional Chinese cuisines as dynamic, collaborative, and rooted in local identity, pushing the boundaries of what Chinese fine dining can be. The South China Morning Post also details the ongoing social media crisis impacting teenagers worldwide, emphasizing how platforms like TikTok and Instagram have become double-edged swords. Personal stories, such as that of Fiona Spargo-Mabs, who lost her son Dan to a drug overdose after an illegal rave organized via social media, powerfully illustrate the dark side of digital connectivity. Studies reveal alarming mental health trends among youth, with increased rates of depression, anxiety, and binge drinking linked to excessive social media use, highlighted as a national emergency by U.S. health officials. Governments and schools are increasingly taking action, banning smartphones in schools, enacting social media restrictions for under 16s, and advocating for healthier boundaries between children and their devices. Experts stress that parental involvement and setting clear boundaries are vital, as the digital age has shifted the landscape of attachment, often leaving children lonelier despite being more connected than ever. The narrative underscores a pressing need for society to rethink how technology influences youth well-being and relationships. South China Morning Post introduces readers to Alice Park, the strikingly beautiful older sister of K-pop star Rose from Blackpink, who has carved out her own path outside the spotlight. Born in 1993, Alice pursued a career in law, studying at the Australian National University and working as a lawyer, diverging sharply from her sister's musical fame. Despite her professional focus, Alice has amassed over 1 million Instagram followers, captivating audiences with her travel photos and her resemblance to Rose, an endearing family trait celebrated by fans. Rose openly shares her affection for her sister, expressing gratitude and admiration in heartfelt birthday messages, illustrating the close bond they share despite their different careers. Alice's blend of striking looks and a normal professional life resonates with fans, demonstrating how family genetics and personal choices create diverse yet interconnected paths, and reminding us that behind every star, there's a story of ordinary life and extraordinary support. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.
Scrolling through the headlines, another crazy day. 6 degrees of stories, connecting in their way. From the weather to the sports, and everything we see. People making news on TV screens for free. 6 degree world, where the news comes in a whirl. Every story ties together like a ribbon in a twirl. Sit back and watch it all, big and small they call. From city lights to countryside, we're connected after all. A laugh, a cry, a sigh, news is flying high. From city lights to countryside, we're connected